Hello everyone, it's me, Rich Renegade, bringing you guys and girls a kind of look into the Art of Naughty Dog book. Now, usually I would do like a separate video if I get like a figurine or something that may have been interesting, and I think that this art book is extremely interesting. I mean, I actually read through some of it actually, and it's pretty neat. So as you can see here, this is the normal edition, not the collector's edition. The collector's edition comes in an exclusive sleeve, and it comes with these 4 photos in sort of like this paper, it's like a postcard format, I think, where you can sort of stand it up and stack it alongside. I don't know really what it's called, but I wanted to go through and show you guys, some of the artwork in case you guys may not get it. I go through about 20 quid on Amazon, and it's a very, very good book. Now, I knew a while ago, as you can see there, so you got some of the artwork from, say, Jak X, you got Uncharted 2, and then you got The Last of Us there. Now, Naughty Dog made a game before Crash Bandicoot, so gives you, say, the list of content there. You can probably just about see it with the camera that I've got, and it's a nice read. I mean, it tells you about their past and that. Uncharted is actually a series I'm going to get into, looking at the artwork. So that's what you can see the original Naughty Dog looked like. Now, for those that may not know, and then if we, I'm trying to do this as softly as I can without damaging anything. So it tells you about like building a kennel. Obviously, I'm not going to read out every single thing of this, but there you go. So you got like original Jak sketches right over there, and it even has some interesting things. So I'll probably just skim through this. So now you can see Crash Bandicoot artwork, and that. So if we go over here, so this is a Crash Bandicoot section. So that's from Crash Bandicoot 3 with Coco and Pure and the dinosaur. So you got the original Crash Bandicoot. Now, funny enough, actually, back in my high school years, this would be really handy because I actually did do an art project on, I think it was at Marks and Ballas, the artist of Crash Bandicoot, and that's so you can see like different sort of sketches, like prototypes of real of the characters and that, and it's actually pretty interesting. And then you got some of the artwork there, and to be honest, you may find most of this online anyway, but it's just interesting to hear. But not hear, but sort of read what their ambitions and ideas was behind most of these characters. So you got Crash 2 there, you got some of the posters down here for the, say, Crash is back, you got Engine and then Cortex there, Tiny Komodo Brothers, then you got Crash 3, now that's really, I don't know, that's an image from Crash 2, and then you got the plane, that one looks really nice, I like this looks really good. And then you got some of the level designs that they had. You've also got the Terminator, or the Crashinator, if you will. And then you got something like there. And then you have got Crash Team Racing. So it does go through every game that Naughty Dog has done thus far. And what's interesting, I'm just going to go through here very quickly. So it gives you like a sort of word map. Then you got like this little crash car up here, which looks pretty neato. And then you go on to Jak and Daxter, which is pretty awesome, and it goes through every game they've done, even cancelled games that they have never ever done, which I will show off. So I'm just going to show you guys some of the artwork now, because it is really interesting, it's really high quality, and I'd recommend if you're into art, or even if you just want to see the artwork of what Naughty Dog had done to even get these games, looking the way that they did. This is very interesting. Now with Jak Next, obviously there was a bit more story to it than Crash, so you can see some of the storyboarding right there. You probably can't read the text, I can't read it through the camera as such, but yeah, pretty amazing. Let's just skip a bit forward. So you got the precursor technology that tells you about, so there may be a bit of spoilers in here if you haven't played any of these games, but if you haven't, then even still, I'd recommend to play them even still. Then you got going on to Jak 2 now. Well, Jak artwork, there you go. So, again, I'm just going to sort of just skim through this here and there. So you may want, if you want to look at the artwork, you may have to pause it a little bit. You got Team there, and you got a nice big picture there of Jak on his hoverbike. Then you go on to Jak 3. Funny enough, Jak 3 I never played, actually. Again, there's so many series that I need to play and want to play. I don't get the time for it. Honestly, if I could go into like a room where there was no time, then that would be amazing. But yeah, you got like little Jak 3 artwork there, and then we will get on to another game momentarily, which I believe they have Jak X artwork. Yes, they do. Look at that. Okay, now we get on to Jackson X artwork. Funny enough, I'm surprised that Jack X hasn't been done as a HD re-release. I mean, I know that it's a different team behind it all, and I know that, for example, Ratchet & Clank Trilogy was released, and then a year or so after it was released as... Gladiator was released in HD. Why not Jack X? I mean, I'm actually interested in playing that. Because, you know, it's supposed to be a fun game, and from a few videos that I've seen more recently of a few people doing it, it actually looks pretty awesome. You've got like a full double-page spread of artwork there. You've got one of the main characters. Then you've got Uncharted, and it says 2007 to present. Obviously, they're working on Uncharted 4. So, this is one of the things they were going to originally do Jake as, and they didn't do the Golden Abyss, I do not believe anyway. So you got Nathan Drake, some of the prototypes there, then you've got Elena Fisher, then you've got Victor Sullivan. Again, when I looked at Uncharted, it didn't interest me at first. I played a multiplayer of Uncharted 3, that was interesting. So I definitely think I will get into Uncharted. I think it's about time I should play it. And even if I'm not too keen on it, then I can at least say I tried it. But to be fair, every Naughty Dog game that I've played, I have actually enjoyed very well. Actually, they've always been very good in my humble opinion. And you got some more artwork there, Uncharted 1, and then you got Uncharted 2 right there. If you just zoom in over there, and there you go. You got some of the artwork of the game. But yeah, I mean, it's all very interesting. It's all nice to have this in one sort of book. And to be honest, there are a lot of companies that have done this before. It's not something that's sort of brand new, if you will. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see like what work in terms of artwork has gone into it. Because, you know, with a lot of games nowadays, they may not have a behind-the-scenes extra in the actual video game. Some games in the past did that, where if you got a certain percentage completed, they would have we'll have a little look at what the artwork has done. And like in CTR, they had that little reel at the end, which was pretty awesome. A few photos we've got on Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, which was the latest one, well, actually, which was the last in what Naughty Dog done in terms of Uncharted, and then obviously they're doing Uncharted 4. If you looked over here, you've got young Drake, so that's some of the photos. And that. But yeah, I mean, some games won't do that, some games will. And we'll do like a behind the scenes like trailer. Like I know, for example, there's a few games coming out recently that are actually doing the sort of artwork and like the behind the scenes as a separate thing online to get people hyped up for the game. So you've got secondary characters, some of the artwork. Again, you may not be able to see the full quality of this, so apologies in advance, but if you just want to have a quick glance of some of the art, then by all means you can do. Now this looks pretty awesome. It's very demonic, if you will. Again, I don't know what happens in Uncharted 3 because I've never played it, the story at least. And you got Drake there on a double-page spread, in behind cover. And then you got a bit of artwork there, it looks like a house burning down. Then we got The Last of Us, which is probably one of my favourite games of all time in terms of story, actually. Like, that story was amazing. I still have yet to play the DLC, which is, again, something I need to get around to doing. I've got the DLC. And that. I know, I think there was a separate book for The Last of Us artwork, and there's like different bits and bobs like this. Everyone's seen like this artwork. That was probably one of the first things that a lot of people saw and has seen thus far. And you've got some intense artwork of Ellie and Jill hiding behind cover. And then you got all black and white artworks of some of the main characters. I'm not going to spoil what happened. If you haven't played it, then you need to play it. There's no excuse. You must play it. Then you got the Infected artwork. I know you can get like a little bust on that. Now this is Nice. I can't speak clearly. When I go and speak, words just mush together. But that's some of the artwork they use for the multiplayer. Actually, which you may see if my hands can cover it. You can see some of them there, which is pretty interesting. Then a double-page spread of an all-American city abandoned and left in ruins, is what the little words say. Then you've got a Left Behind artwork, so the artwork for the actual DLC. So I don't think there's too many spoilers in the artwork as such. I'm just gonna quickly go through here. Then, funnily enough, you've actually got some little artworks of some of the actual Left Behind DLC of the logos that they used. And then you've got the Last of Us team. How many people are wearing the shirts? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 people with visible Last of Us shirts. Can't blame him. Cannot blame him at all. Now we've got undeveloped projects. Now, as you can see there, what is that? What is that? That is Jak and Daxter. Well, I do say that they weren't going to be doing a Jak 4, and it's actually been confirmed that they were at least looking to do it. Now, obviously after Jak X, it went to another company. I think High Impact Studios done Daxter, as well as Jak and Daxter Lost Frontier, which is the last game that came out in 2009. Naughty Dog are looking to do Jak 4 from the looks of this artwork, and it looks more realistic. It looks like they're going to shy away from the sort of the cartooniness of the original Jak games, which to be honest I wouldn't have a problem with. I do admire the cartoon look of it, which is pretty interesting. Then you've got this, if you look at something like there, I mean, it would have been interesting if they'd done it. They could always just surprise and be like, hey, surprise, we're doing Jak 4. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. Then you've got this undeveloped science fiction game. Now, to be honest, you know, they've never done a game, well, actually they have, but they haven't done a series. I kind of skipped a page or two. Let me just fiddle about with the page, because, you know, everyone likes to see me fiddle about with the bloody pages. There we go. Actually, let's look back. There we go. I've got the page again. So it's some of the sketches of the characters, and then you've got the creatures and that. And again, it looks pretty interesting. I mean, there probably have been other games that look similar to this, but just to see Naughty Dog have this sort of undeveloped projects, and even potentially, and the reason I'm sort of going on about this is that potentially, if people are even interested in these undeveloped projects, then perhaps a Kickstarter could be, you know, put up, or, you know, just a petition, so that Naughty Dog can actually see that people are interested in these unproduced games that they have or were going to do at some point, and could potentially do in the future if fans support it. There's been many projects that probably you guys may or may not know of in the past that have gotten greenlit because of the fans and people that actually wanted to see it. Now, Uncharted 4 Thieves' End, everyone knows that is going to be coming out. Well, this is artwork for Uncharted 4. Now, whether or not this will carry over to the official game or not, obviously we don't know. It may not, it may just be artwork that they just never really used. And then you got Ellie there in a painting. And then what's interesting is you got fan art. Now, usually in artworks, especially for certain games, you may not get fan art in it, but that's pretty interesting. So it's actually dedicated, so we're just going to skim through these. That crash one looks really bloody weird. I like these ones, like Chibi, Jak and Daxter. Then you got like a little giraffe, a clicker, then you got two more people from Jak and Daxter. Then you got The Last of Us, you got Jewel, Left Behind, Survive, and you got all of that, which is really interesting. Then you got another Infected there, then Ellie and Joel. And it's really interesting to see that they included fan art as well. And you got like a nice picture there of Ellie and Joel. I swear I've seen this one before. I may be wrong. I swear I've seen someone do that, or something similar to it. They got like little sort of, I don't know, maybe anime design, maybe like cartoony, cutesy design ones. This one looks pretty cool. Now, if only you could do it in The Last of Us, but you know, they won't ever do that for DLC because it's too serious. Yeah, this one's actually pretty cool. So we zoom out a little bit. So you got the Uncharted folks, Last of Us folks, and Jak and Daxter all having a little bit of a sort of a casino session. And if you look right over here in the back, look, there's Crash Bandicoot and his mask. Not really doing too much, just hanging out, and there's like a romp through there, and it's pretty interesting, this fan art that people have made. And you got like little designs there, the Last of Us characters. Then you got Uncharted, like a more cartoon sort of sketch, if you will. And you got The Last of Us in a cartoon drawing, which is actually interesting, very neat. And then you've got, also from Naughty Dog, you've got the art of The Last of Us, American Dreams, the art of Uncharted, and then the art of Naughty Dog, and then that's pretty much the book. So yeah, even though I said I was going to show you a bit of it, that was actually a lie. I showed you pretty much all of it there, but obviously if you want it in better detail, I'd recommend that you go buy the book. But tell me what you guys think of the book, if you've got it, or if you haven't, what you've seen, or what I may be showing you, or what you've seen from the artwork. Would you potentially get it? Are you interested in art or designing? And what is your favourite game out of Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, 3 CTR, Jak 1, 2, 3 and Jak X, Uncharted 1, 2 and 3 and The Last of Us? What is your favourite game, either in terms of story or gameplay, or even maybe nostalgia for that matter? Tell me in the comment section below. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on it. Now, Also, tell me if you would want maybe more videos like this in the future, if I get maybe a certain particular item that is maybe interesting, if you'd like me to do a full video on it like this. And until the next potential video, which this could be at any given time, I will see you guys and girls then. So thank you ever so much for watching and supporting, and I will see you guys and girls then.